Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Rudra. This is the conference or workshop, you can say seminar kind workshop, which you usually conduct in the banner of Indian Society for Training and Development. Let me brief everyone about the ISTD, Indian Society for Training and Development. It is an 50-year-old organization, and we are providing the training on different domains, depending upon requirement of the researchers, teachers, hospitals, banks, different domains. So one of the area where the Dr. Rudra is specialized in the research area. He usually conduct training in a 1 quarter, one training, but I think he is planning for every month, one training program every month for the people in their different, depending upon the requirement of the society and the students. So all the credit goes to Dr. Rudra. Something about the Indian Society for Training and Development. He's a life member. He is a doctor and teaching in Thapar. Long experience on the back of it, a lot of publications, as you might have seen on the LinkedIn on his profile. So very well versed in this area, a lot of researchers. He is having working PhD under him. So you can take advantage and connect with him anytime, and what any kind of a help he can help. This is the one of the title he is discussing today. Otherwise, how to write a project, how to get a best publication, many things he covers in his lectures as well as the seminars. So we are grateful to him, as well as we are blessed to have him as a member and take the advantage of it. So this is the time frame. 2 hours is all for you. You can ask any number of questions. He'll be happy to answer, as he has mentioned the rule. Everyone can put the question in the chat box and he'll be responding. And we always enjoyed his training, and this is one of them. So over to you, Dr. Ruth. All the best to all the participants. Best of luck for today.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Gunmala ma'am, for the nice words. And because of your encouragement and motivation, we are conducting, these frequent workshops, training programs on different topics, which is the need of the hour for everyone. Because I believe learning never stops, because whatever the umbrella we are working, whatever the subject we are teaching or doing research. So I believe that it should not happen because of that matter. So we are lucky to have. So ma'am, I would request you to please throw some light on the courses of ISTD. I think this is the good platform to talk about. Then we can proceed with the session.
Yes, before talking about the courses, I would like to mention how to become a member of ISTD. Any person who is in the learning and developing frame of mind can become a member. He should be postgraduate graduate for doing the diploma program, and the diploma program is 1.5 year old. 1.5 year of the duration. The important thing of the ISTD is that across the India, most of the big cities, we have different chapters like Delhi, Bombay, Chandigarh. You can name a chapter, Visakhapatnam, any other chapter you think of, Baroda, Vadodara, Ahmedabad, different chapters are there. Chapter means people who are working there, they are coming together and working for the same objective, and they impart training from each other. We have 9,000 plus members in India, as well as one more chapter we have opened in the time of COVID in the global, that is in US. So the lot of scope is there. When you travel abroad, you get connected. People who are working for the research the data filled from that. They can take benefit of the expertise of that people who are in the same domain. If you are a research scholar, you are working in the banking sector. So people who are imparting training to the bankers can fetch the data for your publication as well as for the research. That is the another benefit. Coming to the diploma program, which the ISTD is providing, it is, you can say, online, most of the time online program. During the COVID, they have made it online. While working, you can do that program. And after completing that, the job opportunity increased. Latest things which are happening in training and development has been imparted. And one project is also part of the program that will give you the exposure of the industry. So these are the characteristics or the plus points of the diploma program. Apart from that, the ISTD is organizing different conferences, international conference. IFTIDO is the another platform where all the members will get every ISTD exposure of the international speakers. And next year, it is going to happen in Dubai. So if you are becoming the part of ISTD, you can attend with the nominal cost on that particular conference. And you can get the publication also. We have a journal, Indian Society for Training and Development. You can send your paper and it is ISBN number. As well as you can visit our website, ISTD, and get the things in detail. Couple of things are happening in different chapters while you are having in one chapter, member of one chapter can attend the activities of the other chapters. Chandigarh also have the another chapter, and I am the chapter chair of Chandigarh ISTD chapter, while Dr. Rudra is the part of ISTD Chandigarh chapter, but he has access to all the 50 chapters which are working across India. So that is what the background he was thinking just to share with you. Anything else, Dr. Rudra, I can share?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for enlightening us about the ISTD chapter.
All the best.
And I would like to add here all the new participants, because ma'am, they are the new participants. They have not attended our program earlier. They might have attended earlier, program, maybe some other chapter. So I'm just trying to engage them, quite frequently from now for publication, for training, for we can, work on some different research projects, collaborations too.
Right.
So this is, so you rightly said, it is one of the good platform, because I believe in knowledge sharing. As you know, we have conducted so far many programs on different umbrella. ISTD is one of them. So I hope and I request all the participants to remain in touch with us. And because, I believe we should work in flow. Because learning never stops, maybe Saturday, Sunday, and also we are lucky to, ma'am, we are lucky to have around 22 participants across Pan India from different parts of the country. And mostly are their professors, some are trainers also, and some are, scholars. They are doing some research. So I could see from the profile.
Right.
Yeah.
All the things that we are planning to have another next program on how to write a project, because that is also very important.
Yes. So we'll share, because these days funding agencies are there, and they are looking for some solid, publications. So this is also another area where we can think of.
Yes. NAC accreditation
NAC
needs
accreditation is there.
Projects. Every faculty should have some project funded agencies so that they can also have a better prospect for publication, as well as their marks also increase. So the project is another aspect. Right. Thank you so much. All the best to the participants. Have a good time.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So shall we start, guys? So formally, I think we are done with the inaugural session from Professor Gunmala ma'am, who is the chair of the Chandigarh chapter ISTD. Shall we proceed? You can put your sign in the chat window. Within few seconds, we are going to start the session. Meanwhile, I request all of you to please ready with your pen and pencil, notepad, because writing is also another part, I believe, because though it is good that the recording will be provided, but it is good to note some keywords, some important, because it is in one exercise. And this seminar and workshops, which I conceived on the topic, because these days, sensitization is required about the case study. Some people are using it, some people are not using it. You might have published very good papers also, or you have fair idea about the case study. But these days, lot many tools are coming in qualitative, research. So case study is one of them. Many people do write and publish good case studies, but the presentation parts, solving the case studies. So today's session is all about the sensitization, about the case studies, different formats, how the different formats are different to each other. Are they same? Are they different? So many people, they are ambiguous in this, whether the cases are same, because in different fields, different ideas are linked to that, case study approach. Many people are using case study in the research also in place of quantitative techniques. So this is all about from my side to start with. If you have any specific question, I request all of you to please drop your questions also in between, so that the purpose should not be defeated, and I may cover your questions during the session.
So Professor Rudra, Gurpreet here. So please do cover something related to the practitioner point of view.
Sure.
See, I'm a learning professional. I work with an organization.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah. Thank
much.
you. Thank you, Gurpreet. Please drop messages. It's better so that we can proceed further. We'll wait for a few seconds, then we'll start the session. I'm still waiting. So guys, do not share your contact details. I do provide the contact details after the session once it is over through email. Okay, fine. So I'm sharing the screen, guys. I'm sure screen is visible. Please confirm. So guys, today's topic is much vibrant. It is a event name is Seminar-cum-Workshops, because seminar has different values, workshop has different values. So I have coincided, I have integrated. So before going to our formal discussion, I would like to show you through Google Trends how the case studies, the impact of case study is increasing. So here you can type trends.google.com, then we will see. So it is a live sessions. You can see, I'll show you different aspects of Google Trends. Even in last 1 hour, we can see what is the trend of a case study. So you can see in past 4 hours, we are considering. So we can see here, this is the interest over a period of time in last 4 years today. 4 hours, sorry, 4 hours. We can also go for 4 days, 7 days, 30 days, 90. So if you see, let's take a 1 year approach. So you can see it is somewhat increasing, then decreasing, then it is increasing. So we are here, you can see. It is better than this notch in March 6, 2022. So you can see worldwide, the interest of case studies are increasing day by day between the trainers and researchers. As Mr. Gurpreet was mentioning, he is a quite practitioner, but how to conduct, case surveys, case methods, how to write and, case study over the particular company or the context of the company that we are going to see. You can see in the interest of sub-region, majorly people are using Andaman and Nicobar Islands. You can see 100% it is in Northeast. Northeast is the second one, Sikkim, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Goa. Maybe somebody search out after 1 hour, the Punjab will be there because I'm operating from Punjab, or so you can see these keywords because I've searched on the Google Trend. So it will also capture. So you can see by and large, so case study topics are there. You can see if you are a mathematics teacher, professor, trainer, trigonometric field of study in 200%, you can see the case of study of Vanita's manga series, 1 plus 180%. Arithmetic progression. So case study of Vanita's animated series. So you can see people are, using it case study. You can see 170%, 180, 200%. So people are doing other topics. We can see surface area topic, Google Scholar website. People, generally researchers. So it is at the, stage of 7 plus 60. So I'm starting from the real, live session demonstration that what is the need, why we are here. You might have surprised, looking at, related queries. You can see Raj and Ajay are very close friends case study, it is being popular breakout. So you can see somebody is searching, or majority of the people are searching. India's competitive manufacturing case study, Figma is there. Paraphrasing tool, you can see plus 3600%, Related queries means the Google is capturing across these regions. So far, if you see, so far 22 queries are there. So I'll just scroll it out. You can see your elder brother case study, Salmon's and Solomon case study questions, class 10th maths application, importance of business communication, right? Slide share downloader, DI case study, the case study of Vanita's manga, case study of Vanita's 10. So you can see it is in last 12 months popularly because I have put the filter here. So that is a case study. Suppose you are case study in psychology. Let's go about the psychology. So you can see this is the trend, possible trend. So Kerala is again is that the highest runner up, you can say, or the winner. Delhi is 59%, Punjab is 44, Karnataka 44, and Tamil Nadu is 32. So top 5, you can see. If you are really interested to publish also some qualitative paper on Google Trends, you can do that also. Even topics are like writing language, writing systems, phobia. So I'm just showing you Melton disorder because our main term is psychology. So you can see it is going case study, HBR case study. I am putting the HBR case study. Let's see, many people they do HBR, Harvard Business Review. So you can see that in Maharashtra, it is showing in last 12 months, Maharashtra people are using more. You can see different related topics, HBR case study, humidity to change, how to overcome it and allow deposition, tension with that. So likewise, you can also check not with the case study, any terminology. Okay. So Google Trend will tell you in past day, maybe yesterday, a day before, right? So past day, this was the, Maharashtra is one of them. Not from any other parts of country. Maybe, some people we have from Tamil Nadu. I think Pan India, we got a lot of participants. So Harvard Business Review magazine plus 60%. You can see. So this is the trend, and because of trend, as I told you, we should work on flow. We should not be very much static. No, I don't want to do. It is not a case. It is the case of it is the requirement of the need, which is like we have to transform from now. After this workshop, you may be sensitized, you may be motivated, then you start working, training, writing cases, researching on cases. So case study is basically a tool. So we'll talk about, so it's a journey of this. So this is a part of, one of my, so let me put I have disabled the annotations also, guys, otherwise because people may write. So yes. So this is a guy's HBR case study. So I'm showing you some of the very important links. So HBR case study, if you type on Google, then you will find. So you must use all these things because the important thing It is a case of seminar. The important thing, you should go with the quality, high quality of, publication. So these are very much important for yourself to go with this. How to have access, though it is an HBR case studies are very lengthy case study I use in my classes also, training program also, depending upon, and we need to give the time to the participants, right? Maybe next time we will go for the advanced version of like seminar-cum-workshop. Maybe I will assign you as a pre-reading, and you guys will come, or I will also come prepared in the class. So we will see that. So it is a kind of series. So do not feel that every question and every answer will be given, but I will try my best to give. So it's a starting point, because this time I have added, seminar with workshop, because generally workshop people have the notion, and we are having different participants of different caliber, different discipline, different colleges, different university, different organization, right? So once we have the very big house, so still we have 22 members with us, and then we can proceed. So guys, I hope you have some fair idea about the Google trends. Many trends you can go with this. So I don't want to cover up everything in this. I can, but I'm leaving something so that next time we will cover up. So it is just a, though it is an advanced level workshop, but because in demonstration I need 1 hour again, for doing these different features and all. So I'm just giving you some idea for yourself as far as this is concerned. So guys, let's start our formal session. You can approach me. You must have my email ID or phone number from where you have received the invite of today's workshop, right? So case study is very close to my heart also these days, though I'm a practitioner on data analytics also. I've conducted various program on research methodology, various, I design generally. If you ask me, I design the events. Like today, I have designed something for you, since last 2-3 days I was working with this. Right? So guys, this is the case study point of discussion. So we should not waste time, right? So you can see this is one beautiful picture in front of you. Case study required all these things: gadgets, time, watch, Caesar, calculator, right? So case study is not right, you are writing something. So this picture is important for you. A reference reading book, calculator, mobile phone, notepad. Coffee is also required, because coffee will relax you. Coffee is also playing an important role, like water, any juice, you can see. So everybody has their role, isn't it? So everyone has the role. Even like table lamp, light is also important, because many people, people do craft or case study. I believe university should have, complete course on case study. But depending upon the, these days national education policy is also emphasizing on case study approach at all levels, from the schooling to secondary level, then higher education, then practitioner trainers, and also it is now emerging, you can say, case study, and it is one very good sign for case study. If you go to North America, Europe, 80-90% people, they do publish and they work on case studies, because they go and contact the companies. I'm just giving you some idea. You can note down some pointers. So they approach the company, they give all the consents, make the formalities between the two parties, and you will be allowed to write in case on them. So case is nothing but an event, basically. You can note down also, those who are beginners. It is an event. It is based on the event which is happened in the past or recently. But in research, we are forecasting. So case is not a forecasting, right? So many people, they ask me, sir, what is the difference between the case study and the research paper? So case study is some document, recorded document on the events happened in the past. Recently happened, maybe 10 years ago it was happened. Somebody is interested. Suppose you are writing some case study on the accidents of train. I'm just taking some example, just it's a part of the methodology pedagogy, right? Right. So case study is on the recorded data, but the research paper is on the futuristic aspect, design, concept. Case can also be concept. Some people do write case studies more but some focus they put on the directions of. So that's why this chart is important. So it includes all research papers, references, books, laptop, blogs, pen drive, So that's why I found this picture very much good, designed by someone. So I thought that I should use in this and to. So I want to, create some picture in your mind so that you can see that case is not all about the content. It is also about the peripheral devices like this, which is in front of you. Okay. So let's proceed. So these sessions, you can see, these sessions are very much important. So a case study session consists of several detailed description about the events that are used for discussion and learning. So for the practitioner, as Mr. Gurpreet Pahuja was asking, as a practitioner, whatever the domain you are interested from the organizational point of view. So you identify a very good organizations for your learning in which you are planning, because if you provide the similar kind of training or the similar kind of cases, probably you will lose some audience interest and your interest will also not come out. Okay. So that is the idea. So I've just taken some example. So you can identify some good organizations who are really interested to collaborate with you, who are willing to give the data is more important, because some people are writing the case study or something, you are making the case study on some facts and figures. So you should have the facts and figures from the company itself, not from the newspaper, not from the any unreliable source, right? Many people, they do just, they pack up the things, they take some data from different organizations, irrelevant organization. Some vendors are also there. They are also these days, data providing companies are also there. But the important question is reliability. How much is the data is reliable? Even in quantitative framework also, we talks about the reliability of the data, right? So if you are very much serious and you want to make some changes, you should first create some engagement. So during my 1.5 hour session or 2 hour session, I'm going to cover different aspects also. If you have any pinpoint or any queries, please drop in the chat window. I'm happy to answer, right? So a case study can be used as a part of training workshop to facilitate a learning point. Like today's learning point is use of case study, how to make the case study, how the case study is useful for the other events, how to create the learning more interesting than the case study with the help of case study, right? So as a part of assessment program also, you can gauge the candidates, participant response. So through case study, uh, you can gauge or assess the students participants performance also. It is just like open book. You have given some case to the participant and they will read out. You frame 2-3 questions over the case, and then you are asking from them. So they will write, they will narrate. First they will go through the they read out the case, then they understand, then they are able to answer these questions. So it is also a good tool for all of you. Maybe if you are using it's okay. It may be replication or a quick recap for you, right? So assessment program is very much important. These days, lot of challenges, we people are facing as a trainer, as a educator, as a researcher. Sir, assessment is not good. Assessment is not, we are failed to assess the people's potential, the participants' potential, right? So assessment is very much important. I've given, some programs to DAVV Indore University. It's a central state government university. So they organize program on more assessment. It is a UGC funded program, University Grant Commission's funded program. So I usually conduct 4 sessions every year. 4 sessions per program every year like this. So they conduct 2-3 programs like that. So assessment program. So I recalling, it is very important exercise. So I've designed other workshops also. If you have something required, then I do not have any problem. We can fix it up. Some other workshop. So I'm just highlighting some important aspect as far as the these important areas are concerned. So what is a case study? Many people have different definitions, maybe best by others also. What is case study? What is definition? And what is doing? What case study do in our profession? So what a case study is? A case study is an in-depth, you can say, please write also. If you are interested, you can write also. In-depth and extended example that is used to illustrate a particular argument. Please mute
So
also.
will you be providing this content to us, or you want
Yeah,
us to write?
we'll provide handouts. But you
Thank
should note down, yeah, because otherwise people misuse it, right? You may not note
Acha,
down.
okay. So
Yeah.
you will not give the
No,
you will
I will
not give the
provide the
complete.
handouts, the detailed one, but I will request you to please note down some important points, right? It is a part
Acha,
of the
sure, sir.
pedagogy. Yeah, please do that. Thank you very
Sure, sir.
much.
Sure. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you, sir.
So it is all about, so a case study is an in-depth, you can say. I'm using the annotations also. Let's see how it will work. This is very much important, in-depth. In-depth means rigorous. You can note down, many people, they deviate from that. So what is the meaning of, in-depth? You are not, nobody asks you to dig from water from the ground, right? In-depth means the content is clear, the content is very much deep rooted and authenticated. In-depth means you should not go and write abruptly or superficially. Many people, they do write, then people ask, okay, what is inside? Then probably they do not have something to showcase, right? So a case study is like an in-depth and extended example, a content example, extended. The extension is also there. It is more argumentative, elaborated with data, facts, figures, supportive arguments, illustrations, and whatnot, guys. Even full day I can talk about, right? So that is not there, but I have to make the justice with this content. Otherwise, I may generally go to the other areas also, but I will try. So thanks for your understanding. Uh, so extended example that is used to illustrate a particular argument. So maybe argument number one, maybe argument number two, three, or a mix of arguments. So these are case studies. You can take the example of case study on Tata Group. Just example. So Tata Group, is a most vibrant group if you see as compared to the other groups. Some groups like Reliance, like Hero Group, like other groups, they emerge in last 10-15 years, but Tata Group is more than 60-70 years, 80 years. They are quite working in the area. I generally provide these Tata Group case study. Even next time also, in the second series, maybe we can plan after 1 month. So I will give you as a pre-assignment, so you guys can come prepared in the class, then we will discuss more about these things. So Tata Group has contributed a lot in the area of CSR, education, many areas like this. So Tata Group has already contributed, isn't it? So somebody is interested to write case study or want to extend that particular thing. So that is the example here, extended example that is used to illustrate a particular. And their argument could be related to the CSR, could be related to education, could be related to self-help groups, could be related to community development program. They have done a lot of things, lot of organization like TC is there, TCS is there, Tata Motors is there, Tata Steel is there, Tisco, the initial name, but now it is Tata Steel. So like this, So I've just taken the example to understand the water case studies. So one company, too many jobs they have done, now they are still doing it. And thanks to those companies, if these companies were not there, then you can see your life and our life or my life, then we could not have these motors. Otherwise we are again relying on this. So these Indian good companies, 4 companies, I think I'll share the some reports also. It has beautifully narrated and published in some leading magazine. I'll share with you. So many things. So content is very much important aspects of it. So illustrate a particular argument as well, right? Let me clear the drawings. Definition. So these are the definitions. So we can define a case study. It is a method for developing a complete understanding of a process, program, event, or activity. So generally it is a event, as I told you before, but Holy et al., many researchers, they have given the point. So Ole was, and it is published, their team is published in 1994 about the case study. So they have narrated, they said that case is a method. So that's why it is popular in these days. People are going for case study approach. People are going for systematic literature review. People are going for different kind of methods for developing the content. And there is a lot much competition these days from one publisher to the other publisher. And publication required again 2 years time. You can see, you can imagine, even you can't imagine also. Time is everything. So they took quality publishers. They need time. I'm also uh, editor for some Scopus Index journals from US. So my general issue came after 2-3 years. So I launched during Corona time, and now finally it has published. Okay, so generally quality works require a lot of time. So methods, it is evolving. Case study is coming as a method. Many researchers, if someone asks you, you can write also case study is a method approach, or you can say case study method, right? So again, I'm just correlating today's time with what Hole has given in 1994. A case study can be thought about a way of approaching a research topic. Case study is also another way to find out some research topic. As I told you in the beginning, people are, protecting, people are proving their research question with the help of some case study. Maybe you are taking, suppose you are interested to do some research in the area of operations management. I teach operations to the MBA graduates here, engineering, but these days I'm also working in the area of psychology, right? So I found this. So, I visited these areas. So I found that, case study is one important aspect where you can protect some problem. You need not to go to collection of the data. Rather, you can take some, as I was coming to the, one example, if you are interested to do in operation research management, so then you can contact 5-6 companies, you can take, some data from them. Or if they are not willing to share the data, then you can go to their published case studies. Then you can narrate an in-depth study with the help of your supervisor, because supervisors generally help you to give different ideas for that matter, right? So a case study can be thought about a way to approaching a research topic also. If you have any questions, please drop it into this. So case studies also use or have been using or have been used in these two areas, quantitative and qualitative, right? Both aspects are there, because if you are working on the quantitative area, case study is one section of that particular thing, right? But if you go to the qualitative, it may be one section, it may be multiple sections, or it may be one narrative about a particular topic that is qualitative in nature, right? So Hole was mentioned also in-depth picture of issue that being studied and broader environment in this. So these are some, I brought some, this is for you guys. These are case study used for, right? So you can note down something related to this. What are the case studies used for? They are used in variety of academic fields, from medicine and law to media and communication, teaching, training, and whatnot. I think all areas is done. If you are talking and teaching some students in the area of third, fourth standard in the school also, even you can talk to the school teachers. So they are also using the case studies these days, which were not there, but now because of introduction of new education policy, now these teachers are also trained about it. Case study means they take some problem, they take some published problem, and come back to the class, and they are asking from the student, what did you learn from this? And they discuss, and the student, because case study approach is also allowing the participant to think more actually, right? Rather than writing something, but thinking process is more. So defining question and hypothesis of a subsequent study. Case studies are generally categorized in the three ways, like exploratory, descriptive, and explanatory. We'll touch all these topics in the times to come, right? Presenting a description of an event within its context. Establishing also a cause and effect relation, causal effect. You can note down also causal effect, cause and effect relationship. So an exploratory case study is aimed at defining the question and hypothesis of a subsequent study. So these are really important aspects for the case study were being used. So whatever the profession you are working with, you can pick and choose, or you can consult me after this on phone call or through email. Then we can talk about, because what is the true motivation for this workshop for you? You take case studies seriously, and you must use these case studies in your profession, whatever the profession you are associated. If you are a scholar, you can do some research. Trader, if you so conduct some training on these aspects, use some HBR case studies, IB case studies, and these are very costly also, these case studies, right? So a case study for a future research. So you can see here, these are also another aspects or dimensions for future research. Other researchers can then use this to conduct further research on how to implement or drive new or update welfare programs in other states. So this is also there, a descriptive case study or illustrative case study. Illustrative means more discussed in detailed manner, right? presents a complete description of an event with its context. So this means that the research report will be highlighted, descriptive, nuanced also, very small, nuanced. Nobody is talking about. Even you could not find those topics on the Google Trends. They are not popular, but you are also allowed to go and work for the nuanced, you know, uh, topic of the research, detailed and emphasizing contextual specificities of the particular example being examined in which you are interested. So again, it touches, I think, if you see the root, case study is touching all aspects of this. But what is the irony of the system? We have not been coached, we have not been highlighted, or we have denied by someone, okay, not to use the case study. I have seen many people, they say, no, why are you using the case study? You go and simply prepare a questionnaire, collect the data, and do the analysis, right? So both aspects have different meaning, but I believe case study is a strong, strong and legitimate area where it is important for this. Thank you. So cause and effect relationship is, as I was mentioning, explaining which cause produced which effect. And these days, people are working. One thing you please guys mention or remember or note down, these days people are working in there of structure equation modeling, factor analysis, many, quantitative techniques we are concerned. So people are going deeper and deeper. Okay, what is the relationship? So similarly, in case study, people are more concerned about explaining which cause, why, which effect, how it has been emerged, what I'm going to get, whether I'm getting the correct result or not. So all these aspects are very much important as far as explanatory case studies are concerned. And the popular arena is of explanatory case studies. Right? So how does one perform a case study? Why people do, how people perform it? So you can note down, this is for you guys. I have done some research and I found these 4 aspects are very much important. So please note down, or you can take a snapshot in your mobile or in a screenshot from your laptop, all right, so that you can remember. So wherever I feel, I will request you to, make a note of it, right? So firstly, they design the study so they know exactly what they are researching on. So this why is very much important, guys. Why you are here? Because I must congratulate you. Believe that on Sunday we are going to have some understanding, or we will work in flow with respect to case studies. So that's why I'm thankful to all of you that you are sparing some time for discussing all these aspects. Secondly, one will conduct the study using a variety of methods. Different methods are available in this world. Research interview, survey is there, questionnaire is there, document analysis is there, historical research is there, other research methods are there which are at nuanced level where you can magnify and do research also. Even asking a question is a research, right? Even asking a question is also research. Without conducting a research, some questions are well answered. This is also research, right? So I've conducted around, I've trained 25,000 people so far, both students. So I'm not calculated, but fairly during Corona, prior to Corona. So I've been providing this teaching. So based on those aspects, there are other research methods also. And some research methods are very much in general, even you know the answer prior to conducting the research, right? So that's why, so this may feel is appropriate to their process. So this is one aspect. The third, a researcher must analyze the data, as I was emphasizing. Reliability of the data and validity of the data is very much important. Data should be from the reliable sources, and reliable sources, how you identify? Based on, you can go to with their profile, which institute they are associated with and working. Then you can say that. Otherwise, you will never find any database which talks about and claims that the data is authentic, right? No website is there. Even you can go to OECD, World Bank, and others, because I'm these days I'm also teaching one course, global marketing and e-business. So there I've given, to my PhD scholars. This is for the doctoral program. I'm teaching. I'm the instructor for this course, global marketing and e-business. So there I was mentioning about the WTO role and GTO and many other aspects. And I ask from the students, so they do not have any idea, isn't it? In the initial phase, do not have any, even they have not heard these terms. What is the role? What is the functionality? How the trade barriers are there? How they are, transacting their business from one country to the other country. So that's why it is really important for every aspect for this. So data is very much important. Data and information they have collected and collated, right? And then lastly, guys, the researcher must prepare the case study report. Then at last point, it should be published. It should be in the form of publishable material, which will include not only the finding, but an outline of the context, data collection, and the limitation of the study. Because we need to write, it is compulsory. I have seen, even you have also seen many people, they do not write limitation of this study. But it is the great learning for you today in today's session. You should write compulsorily limitation of the case study. Even people are concerned with the uh, implication of the study. It is not mentioned here. You can note down in your notes. Implication of the study. So these are very much important aspect as far as this is really concerned with the approach of case study. How does one perform case study? So performance. So first is knowing, then able to understand things, then you perform a case study. So based on these aspects, you perform the case study. So why use a case study? So I've written in Hindi also because I got some request also. Though I am, I can conduct the session bilingual, but majority of the participants are from the international language, English, right? So this is for the Hindi people. So I have intentionally put this slide. So because you can talk to about the client, then go about the outcomes, then you ask them or talk to them regarding the challenges, right? So this is the the right portion of your screen. So why use a case study? Case studies are a great way to improve a learning experience. This is for you, this is for me. I have learned many things with the help of case study, not from the any lecture, not from the any presentation. I'll show you some case study. Then I will resume the further session, right? So because they get the learners involved, encourage immediate use of new acquired skills. So guys, if you start working on case study, I'm telling you guys, sky is the limit. Whatever profession you are related with, case study is something place you in a different category, a highly rated category, right? Because today we all are working in the competitive world, and every company are taking the competitive advantage. So we have to do we have to require these newly skills, right? So case study is one of the skill also. They differ from lectures or assigned readings because they require participation and deliberate application on broad range of skills. Different skills are there. Even magnifying a context, it is also part of case study. Magnifying context. You have to narrate, look at, talk to the people associated on the phone call. Even you can spend, months of months, that will come. That is the rigor actually. That is the acquired skills in case. It is not like that one day you visited, you gather the data, then you are collating the data, then you are claiming that, okay, it is one of the good research case study, right? So case study help researchers make the difference between knowing what to do, knowing how, when, and why to do it, and so on and so forth. So why we use a case study? So these are some facts in front of you for this. So how to write a business case study? Because I could see from the audience, majorly people are from business management, right? So so this slide is devoted for them. Collect the facts. Directly collect the facts. Collect key information. Key means main information, details. Tools before used by someone, even that particular idea and that particular information is also very much required. Dive into writing, then you write also. Take issue. You would like to show who, what, when, where, and why. So you can see in the previous slide, knowing how, when, and why to do. So that's why I thought that when I was designing this sequence, this is relevant. So collect the facts. If suppose your facts are not good, which is the prime condition for case study, definitely your case study will be treated as a weak case study, or people will not pay attention on the case study. People will not readily publish your case study, or if it is being published, you are lucky enough to have, then people will definitely not cite your case study. you will not get any citations for that matter, right? So that's why collect the fact. So fact is important with the case study. Whenever name comes, case study, the second approach is facts. It means it is based on some facts. It is published by some reliable company, publisher, because they take the guarantee and everything for that case. Then second is outline. Describe your case after collecting material. You describe, you write, like what is the difference between a book and research paper. So book contains more elaborate and illustration on the or description over the particular topic, right? So that is the difference. Third is write the case study. Make such each segment of your business, whatever the business, maybe you related to marketing, business, HR, international business, HR analytics, right? Statistics, data analytics, you name area. Case study is possible for every area, right? So make sure that each segment of your business case study is written intentionally. So you have to write it. You find the way to write. And if suppose you are a beginner in the case study, then you collaborate with some person who has published some case studies, those who have some experience also. So that is another way, because again, it requires some training also while writing. Writing is not like that in one day, maybe 1 month, you are able to write cases. Cases means case narration is different than the research paper narration. Okay, because you are dealing with different facts and figures as far as this business concerned. Format it, prove it, and then publish it. Formatting is also, guys, important part. As I was mentioning before, you can't write anything in the question. You have to dig that matter. You can dive it into that particular context, right? Then you are able to write. So take into account the document's readability, and you also keep some points I'm also giving you while describing this. You also understand who are your readers, because it is some cases are there which are meant for all. Some cases need some orientation in the beginning of the session. Okay, beginning of the session means, or beginning of your case study means, who will be your target audience, readers, and then readability come into picture. Who will read your case? Because ultimately, if it publish, who is your target segment? So keep those aspects also into your mind as far as the formatting is concerned. Break down some key frameworks, quotations, crystallizing persuasive argument. So you always follow the persuasive way of argument, because you have to prove it. Something happened, some event happened in the past. Then you have to narrate it in that way. So this is something for you, how to write business case studies. Maybe some question cropping in your mind. Sir, can you tell me some tips? So these are the 4 tips, strong tips. Collect the facts, outline it, write the case study. Then after writing the case study, it is not finalized at the 3rd point. Okay, it will be finalizing after the 4th point. Because write the case study is not giving the final case study. It is a tentative case study, you can say. Or you can say it is a half-cooked material. Now you can publish it also with that way. So format it, prove it, and then publish it. So it's very important for you to then. Guys, these are the types of case study. I request all of you to take a picture of this. These are the different types, because, and this is the crux of this today's seminar-cum-workshop. So first type comes into the picture is exploratory research. So this is really important. Let me put annotations also. This is really important. So you can see this is exploratory approach. So it is usually used as an outline for more in-depth working tasks. It should explore the subject and tell why you might require a large-scale research. One of the most complex type of case study writing. Right. So this is really important for you to exploratory research. Then it is another is explanatory case study writing. Explanatory. So here you can see, take some explanation of the case. Exploratory case study, like cause and effect relationship, right? Some cause has happened. Corona came. Because of Corona, people have created the habit of the learning online. So suppose this is a content, then it is a cause and effect relationship. So this concept is known as explanatory case. Okay. Because many people believe that if this corona, because something happened positively, this pandemic creates positive impact to their life. But for many people, it is a curse. Many people we lost, even in my family or family also, we have lost some our dear and near, people, relatives, right, during corona. So I've just taken the example, okay? So don't misinterpret it. So cause and effect relationship. Corona triggered some people to work well in online education, in online learning, reading. So cause of disease, like the cause and effect relationship. So like this, explanatory, case study. The third one is, guys, descriptive case study. This is also another point. The purpose here is to create a pattern between your chosen subject and the theory, and a particular theory. Some theory is required to support your arguments. So certain theory that you have to research. It mainly strives for improvement and existing theory because it is really important to require. So this is descriptive case study. Intrinsic case study, most interesting. So here you can see, don't let the word frighten you, as it only aims for a deeper research of the case in question. Provide case study analysis by addressing only what you have. Whatever you have, that is intrinsic. Suppose you have some let information and you are interested to decide and design some program. Okay, so don't worry, you can do that also. So provide case study analysis by addressing only what you have. You are highlighting that particular, or highlighting that particular. That is interesting. The purpose here is to focus on a particular subject line and limit yourself by exploring the specific case. Means two specific case you have chosen and you have to choose, then write. Okay. So that's why these are the types of case studies because many people I have seen in my training program, they sometimes confuse also. They only say, sir, case study. We want to study, we want to publish the case study. So I say, okay, which kind of case study, which type of case you are concerned with? So they do not have no idea, right? And let's admit our facts, right? So these are 5 to 6 case studies commonly used. And this only knows, by the researchers. That is also one thing. I've done some research also, surveys on trainers. And so trainers' job is to highlight and train some people. But they may have some idea, they may not have some idea. It depends, because it also varies from people to people, right? That is also. The other one is, guys, instrumental case study. Sixth one. Okay. So you can see here you have to address the elements. Elements means the components. Please note down. Components means pointers of the study by using your material, whatever the material you have. Suppose you have material, maybe some newspaper. Suppose you are failed to reach the company, but you have the newspaper piece, information. So that is a tool for you. It is a material for you. Okay. So you have to collect these kind of materials from like Times of India, Hindustan Times, because some reference node is required. Even Wikipedia is not, properly cited by the researchers in very good journals. But Wikipedia is a good platform to give you some reference, isn't it? So that is it. So it is an instrument. Wikipedia for someone, it is an instrument. Similarly, whatever the elements you are interested to address in a particular context. So that is a material, that is a tool, and you should use to take some results, and that will be considered as some evidence. Maybe suppose recording you have, suppose some recording. Maybe suppose interview is recorded by someone. You went there, you talk to some influencer, or you are lucky to have some influencer, maybe some actor, maybe some influencer, and you are interested to note down and publish some case over their life, over their methods, over their business, right? So recording, suppose you are asking a question from those people to whom you are interviewing, right? Then those are known as instrumental. So these are instruments. It has some scientific evidence. Their voice or your voice is recorded, right? So it is still necessary to explain your finding. So based on that interview, then you find your analysis, or you further do conduct research, maybe like content analysis. Okay. Even these days, what is the hot topic? I think you guys already aware. I will give you some example also in between. Predictive analytics, sentiment analytics. People are doing research for case study through Facebook, through Twitter, through Instagram. They are fetching the data also. And where the AI is helping, artificial intelligence is helping. You must appreciate that one of my book is also coming from Springer. That's on Industry 4.0. So we were lucky to have this contract signed with the Springer. I have more two other editors also. These are my friends, close friends. One is from abroad and one from India. So we'll share the details with you, right? So there also we use some scientific evidences with that instrumental case study, right? And the last one is, guys, collective series, case reporting. Case reporting is different from the case study. So reporting is dealing with the, you can say, a representation. As it is mentioned here also, these represent an interesting approach since one takes more than one case, then compares, then contrast, then evaluate, then differentiate. Suppose there are 2-3 cases within a one case. That is known as case reporting. Okay, because 2-3 case methodologies have been discussed in a one case, like case A reported by company A, similar cases reported by company B, similar cases reported by company C, and in one case 3 narrations are there. So that is known as reporting. Reporting means highlighting, expressing, explaining. Okay, so that is the idea behind as far as these types of case studies are concerned. So I'm sure these points are clear to you. Please put some thumbs up mark in your
Sir, if you can just quickly recap this very quickly, all of them,
all of them
if
quickly.
possible.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Just quickly.
Yeah. So guys,
Practitioner point of
understanding point of view, no problem. I will repeat. So exploratory research is, guys, once you have to outline the in-depth data, in-depth writing tasks, that is exploratory research. Explanatory research is different, where you guys to highlight some major issue. Only that part, and then you highlight cause and effect relationship. That is explanatory. Descriptive research is talks about some facts and figures supported by some theory, because use some reference point is required, right? So that is known as descriptive case study. Interesting case study is a much deeper research. Whatever you have, okay, whatever you have, then you publish, you collate it, you add on some content, intrinsic. Like intrinsic quality, you remember intrinsic quality or extrinsic quality. So intrinsic means internal, right? So internal case study means something you have, some little reference point is there, that you are highlighting and addressing those issues in a big way, blah blah blah, right? That is intrinsic case study. Instrumental case studies are based on the tools. It is being used as a some tool, some instrument is required, so that is not an instrumental case study, because providing some scientific, as I told you, some scientific facts, figures, radio clips, video, audio, and whatnot, right? I think some people are still coming in between. Okay, now collective series, it is a case reporting. 2-3 concepts are like compare, contrast. Many people publish the comparison. Okay, you could have seen, you have seen many case studies, comparative analysis. So one case study is comparing with this. Okay, Tata company has gave this. Tata is also good in pharmaceutical company, or Ranbaxy is also in pharmaceutical company. But one case is deporting all these Ranbaxy's aspect and Tata company's aspect. That is known as case reporting. Okay, collective case series means 2, 3, 4, can be more also, maybe 100 also. Okay, that depends. Or you are comparing Indian pharmacy context, companies methodology, pedagogy, or working work culture and all with the some European companies. So that is comes with the case report. I'm sure these points are clear to you. Very good.
Of course, this is
Yeah.
the first time. You'll need to read more, but
Okay,
overview is
so
good.
have you taken the picture? You can take the picture. This is most important slide, so that you can distinguish, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So that you can by yourself. If any confusion, you can talk to me later on. Okay, so that is not an issue.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you very much. So shall I proceed?
Definitely, sir. Please.
Please mute yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, please, please.
So these are the key elements, as I was mentioning, key elements, main components of the case study. So you need these key elements, resources, a proper resource. I've already added, I'm not repeating again, right? Resource means legitimate resources. Again, there is a fight of resources, Some people go with the very, mediocre resources, local book. Local book means some XYZ publisher has published anyhow, and you are using that as a resource. So please do not use that, okay? Additional material, images, screenshot, caption, personal quote, all these things are also there because it will give you some support and beautification from the reader's point of view. Additional material is always good because like if you ask me, I go with the content, but I want to see the graph. I like graphs actually. Okay. The, trends and because, we are more analytical, So analytical people generally go with the graphs. They love I love graphs actually, and graph must be self-explanatory. Okay. These days I'm doing some research on, with my scholar, uh, working on the impacts of carbon emissions in BRIC countries. So we have done some research of 30 years data we have collected, 30 years. So we are doing, so I have to do some proofreading also, but suddenly this event came. So after this event, from tomorrow onwards, I am finalizing that research paper, then we'll submit in some leading journals, some ABDC leading journals, right? So in that case, I have used graphs, different, graphs, because graphs gives very good, even I can't show you because of ethics. But once it is published, then probably I'll share with you, okay? So graphs is very important. It will gives the trend. It will also create the readership also. And it is liking by many people, readers, because readers may bore also. Narration is coming, only text is coming, narration is coming, nothing is good. Even editor also discard. Editor also, they reject on the spot. So we have to keep all aspects. So additional images, screenshot, caption. Similarly with the case studies also. So that's why it is one of the key element in this area. Layout design, web version is there, printed version is there, because many people they publish case studies on web version or printed version. It is again is choice, right? So once the document is done, then you focused on your challenge, then you focused on your solution, then focused on the goal and critical aspects also, process, result, and whatnot. So that's why this is the flow chart of case, resources you need, one side additional material is required, layout is required, and then it helps you to conclude, to confine. It is just like a funnel approach. You can see the funnel is like this. So this is a funnel approach. You have to keep the broader thing into the some result aspect. Okay. So it is the same format applied. So how do you facilitate a case study seminar come workshop in this way? So again, because these things are required to familiar, relevant diversity in research. Case study helps you because maybe something, cropping in your mind. As I told you, I designed these events. So it gives you the diversity. Maybe you are expert of one area, but not the other area, which may be more relevant in today's context, isn't it? Because you have to be very much proactive and futuristic, creative. Creative. Innovation is also there. Create case study discussion prompts and brainstorm possible follow-up questions, keywords, right? Anticipate possible responses to case study discussion, which also prompts you potential question. Maybe after this discussion, maybe some question coming in your mind. Maybe you are juggling with, maybe you find, or maybe who knows that you publish some excellent papers. It will be a contribution in the area, isn't it? So that is there. Identify possible take-home messages from each case study. So you identify also, you find it, because through these case study, these are must actually, but people are not putting, emphasizing because they do not have, because of awareness, or because of their lack of time, because of their lack of knowledge, because of their disinterest. They're not interested because no one has guided them, right? Or they believe that what is this case study? A new term is coming and emerging like this. So identify possible take-home messages for each case study, and then we can go. So that's why it is important. So in between, I have put it. Let's talk about the challenges of this case study. What is challenge? Limitations, right? I never talked about so far about the challenges. So challenges are, as one challenge I've just quoted, people have no idea. People have lack of knowledge, lack of scientific rigor, providing little basis for generalization of the wider population. Researchers' own subjective feeling may influence the case study. Difficult to replicate also in research paper. What did they do? They replicate it very easily. They can use the data also. They can fetch the data also. They can fudge the data also. So many people, they are, publishing in predatory journals. I never, encourage any people, not a single person on the groups to go and publish. Many people are publishing their papers through these commercial companies. Please do not go with that. Okay. Time consuming and expensive, because case studies are time consuming, as I told you. First you go discuss with them, collaborate, then they will give you the data, then you collate it, then you allow your mind to think, and then you write. So thinking is one aspect, writing is another aspect, and finalizing a third aspect, which is more crucial, right? So that's why it is important for you to, so time consuming and expensive. But if you work in one or two times, definitely it will not be expensive. It will be very cheap, and you can publish. You will overcome from these challenges. So this is a general aspect comment for you. Yes, this is maybe an interesting slide for you. Few challenges of teaching and how to overcome them. Understanding the different learning challenges among the student. Maybe you can say replace a student with the participants, right? Because we all are. I believe if you ask me, I'm a student, I'm learning. I never, say that, I'm trying. It could be best by others also. Okay. I have no competition with anyone. I believe that way, and even I behave that way also, right? Student family problems and bullying. So these are the few challenges. If you go for, some challenges, as you see in the classroom, case study can be a good solution for them to overcome from these challenges. Because, once you go in the class, maybe you are a teacher, school teacher, or professor, student challenges, few challenges are there, or teacher challenges, trainer challenges are there. Funding is not there. Effective communication is also not there between the trainer, instructor, or the students. So there, the role comes of the case study. Okay. These are the classroom challenges where we can use the case study as a tool. Okay. So being encouraging and motivating other challenging times, disciplining students, participants, endless paperwork, extending working hours, like so. So this is really important for them to use the case study as a tool. So you can see, this is one picture where you can see some group activities going on. Okay. So making learning relevant with the case study. So you assign the case study. If you assign the case study and then you allow some time, then you ask the people to respond. So it is an open-ended problem presented in the case study given to the student participant, so that they can work and they feel connected also with that context. But if you go direct teaching, and that's why in pedagogy also case study approach is an unique approach from the normal conventional approach. Now these days, we are moving from teacher-centric learning to student-centered learning, right? Participant-centered learning. It is not like that what teachers knows. It is this what the student or participant needs. I may ask you also. Let me quickly let me check what is the time now. The time is 5:19. Okay, so we'll wind up session by 5:45, and then 15 minutes we will discuss more discussion. I'll take up your questions also. I'll try to suggest some strategies, sustainable strategies for that matter, right? That is really important. Meanwhile, you can drop your question also. As your case such study of wisdom. Yeah, I will try. Yasha, I will try. Okay, thank you. Teamwork can also build. Yes, yes, ma'am. Gulmala, ma'am. Yeah, very good. Yasha, please wait. I'm trying to conclude. Then I'll show you also. Okay. So what is the case? I think I've repeated. So you can see here. You can mute also. Please mute your mic. So data, research, method, criteria, conclusion. It's a popular slide, for case study. So guys, these are the evidences. We were discussing about the evidences in the form of strength and weakness. In the case study, particularly application of case study methodology. So where to use this case study. These are the source of evidence like documentation, archival records, interviews, and direct observation. And these are types of evidences in the form of strength and weakness. You can see stable repeated reviews, obstructive, exist prior to case study, exit is with respect to name, broad coverage, extended time span. So these are the strengths also because it is stable, it is documented. Name is also written there. As I told you, it is based on the complete name over the particular. As I gave you the example of Tata company. So Tata name is there, exact name is there. That particular case is not of XYZ company. It is only meant for the Tata, right? Weakness is retrievability. It is difficult because you can't reverse the document. So retrieve or you come out from the, from the document or somebody can fetch the data. So retrievability is difficult. Bias selectivity, weakness is there. Bias, maybe, 2-3 documents you have sum up or researchers have sum up. Reporting bias is there, reflecting author's bias. One author is talking about the positive aspect, other author is talking about the moderate aspect, not neither positive nor, negative, moderate in between, right? Access may be blocked, so weakness is there. So it is a case of document. Archival record, same as the above, precise and quantitative, right? Weakness, same as the above, privacy might inhibit access because privacy is a matter of concern, right? Weakness is there. Interview, if you talk about targeted, focused on case study topic, insightful, provides perceived causal and inferences. Weaknesses, you can see as usual, biasness is there, response bias is there, incomplete recollection is there, reflexibility is there. It is more on interviewing expression, right? Expresses what interviewer wants to hear. So you can say it is by intention. So weakness is there in the interview because some people, generally you can see these days quite popular. I have not tested, but these days popularity is there. Some interviews are being conducted on the pre-decided question. Okay, I will ask you this question. Please come prepare in the studio, and then I will show. So this is a reflexibility. Interviewee expresses what interviewer wants to hear. So this is a weakness in the case of interview. Direct observation, reality covers events in the real time. Weakness is time consuming because direct observation means you go and make a dialogue, find the appointment, anything. Selectivity might miss facts. Selectivity is might miss facts. So time consuming exercise. So these are the evidences. As I was mentioning, evidence is a very important component factor of the case study. So these are the application of case study methodology with the help of evidences. So case is simple. Google search case study. If you go, will quickly show the truth. Case studies mean different things to different industry. So this is the Google definition, Google search if you search it. While they are also used in the scientific world, the process and the reason why they are used and completely different in the business world because in businesses, case studies are more used, but now it is quite spreading across the area. Even case study you can use in your English literature, mathematics, chemistry also, chemical engineering, whatnot, social science, everywhere, I think case study, because these are preconceived ideas, ideas published by someone, facts and figures, events done. So case studies are quite relevant for that. I think I'm not repeating the case study, but again, it is, I thought some other dimensions are, so just have a look at it. It's a quite recap, real customer experience with your business. Case study is a written account on the real customer experience also. This is also another definition of case study in the business marketing area. They describe the customer success thanks to your product or services. They typically include the problems the customer was to face and before they use to the product or service, right? Here you can see the last one. Second last one. In a time where skepticism and demands for bias attentions are at an all-time high, case studies are a crucial part of the effective business to business B2B marketing strategy. But what exactly are they? Okay, so it is a question, and case study is required to resolve it. This is so you can see case study at many places today, including medical journals also. In medical journals, doctors publish different case studies of different hospitals, different dissection, bisection, chronic diseases and many things, if you see. I have seen many life sciences, generals, and I found that many, cases have been published by the doctors, seasoned doctors, right? So what are the case studies and what the common thread and uniting case studies across all industry? So all these cases describe a particular research method that provides the factual evidence. Please note down, this is a factual evidence based on facts and figures, right? From a specific example, the methods of business case studies, which are quite similar in scientific case studies. Like one doctor has used one method, other doctor might have used XYZ other method. But some other doctor is using both methods, okay, based on factual evidence. Okay, if you use this thing, this will happen. If you use this thing, this will happen. Okay, somebody is concluding all this. So like this, maybe curing the disease. The offerings are curing the disease, targeting some potential customers. It depends, right? So simply put, a case study is a way to prove your product or service works with factual evidence. Whenever ad comes on the television, advertising of any medicine or anything, they generally showcase what? They generally showcase the case study. They show you the treatment is going on, and they recorded the interview of the patient, and patient is now feeling good using that medicine or that prescription given by the doctor. So generally what these companies, they showcase. They showcase in this 10 minutes or maybe 1 minute. Generally, a good advertisement ads are of 1 minute, right? Generally comes on this. So what they showcase, they show all the viewers a case which is hidden there, so that it is creating the impact in the mind of the consumers, customers, a new customer possibly. Okay. And then this impression goes in your system, maybe in your cognition is there. Then your neurons activate you, okay, and then it drives you to take you to the market and purchase that. So you can see, and it is known as influencer marketing. They influenced you with the help of these cases, showcasing all this, okay, and it is happening. Target customer, because otherwise if they ask you, okay, you buy this one, probably you will not buy their medicines or any product. But through these case studies, an impression was created, and again and again they will showcase. You can see if any serial is coming, after half an hour or so, the same ad will be repeated, right? So what they are exactly doing, these marketing companies, they're creating the impression with the help of cases. And for them, these are cases. For you, maybe it is a story, maybe it is a good view, maybe it is a good reel clip. But for them, what? It is a case. Okay. So that's why it is a way to prove your product or service works that way, right? I hope I've answered the question. So these are the types of case studies, guys: design, dimensions, motivation, epistemological status, purpose, data, format, synthesis, and all. Classification, but this is an old chart basically. These days now case studies also change, as I told you, qualitative and quantitative based on data. Format wise, it is unstructured, structured, groundbreaking, right? Exploratory, descriptive, explanatory, I've already discussed, right? Classification, these are design way, it is a single case or a multiple case. Intrinsic or instrumental motivation classification. So these are also the types of case studies, guys. Okay, I'll share with you if possible. Okay? On the request. These are the dimension and processes in detailed manner. Who has published? What are the dimensions used? Which method they have used, and what is the classification of the dimension of the process? Okay. So this is maybe for the researcher, but if you want to do a research, all the mixed method approach, snapshot, memorying, right, holistic approach, deductive theory testing, many things are there. Okay. So what is a great tip, guys? Let's conclude all these things. So create your case study with confidence by downloading the case study brainstorming checklist in your area, whatever area you know, because at this level, everybody knows what they are to do, what they are doing it, how they will use the case study. So it is a common tip for all of you. Create your case study with confidence by downloading the case study, right? So you can say this is a one case study as an example. Usually follow a typical story, structure, which means to beginning. So I just thought to give you from the marketing perspective. Business case studies are often created by the marketing team and given to the sales team. And sales team can further go and dimension meeting potential customers based on that, as I told you. So everything is case, but they are not using this word. They are very smart people. They will not tell you, okay, we are have done conducted case study. Now we are presenting. No, they will show you actually. But what is actually all these things? It is case. Okay. So let's proceed, guys. So these are other, dimensions. Case study make their numbers heavy approach. How are bringing those numbers to the life? Case study explore how much product services have they have affected to the specific. Because any product, whatever their R&D team, their sales team, their marketing team, their design team, they will not make any product or service for one set of people. Okay. But there are certain companies also, they only target for specific, consumers. Right. So it depends upon, because various type of companies are there, various type of cases are also possible. So this is the outcome of the entire chart of this. Who uses case study? I think I've already discussed. I think we all business people, business class, educators, marketers, even sales people also using the case study, because they will, if their sales in some region is quite escalating, so they will use that particular city name or the company name, highlight in the other city or state as a case study. So that's why who uses case study? Even sales people are also using, marketers, collaborators like you and me, and we are collaborating this. Okay. So like Zoom is there. Business case study, zoom in on what specific prospects might be looking for. This could include highlighting a specific product or feature. These days, Zoom. So Zoom has introduced some feature like whiteboard. Some other features are also there. So zoom in is also there. Suppose any example I've just taken, maybe zoom in means focusing. Okay. It is maybe related to the company, maybe not related to the company. So think about your typical B2B website or any link, any Instagram page or Facebook page, So the language you find there is a broad tone by necessity, so that your target audience may understand, okay, to whom you are using. So generally people are using it. And there are different ways to use these case studies. So some examples of how to use case studies. These are some examples. Accounting people, accounting equals money, right? Something that matters and matter a lot to every company. They're also a pesky business for making sure about this government regulations, because finance, accounts are very important aspects, right? So this is based on finance and accounting. So I've taken some dimension from the finance side. So Thomson Reuters provides a wide range of business solutions, including tax and accounting, worldwide, not India, worldwide. So if you are more interested to write in the finance and accounting section, you can go to Thomson Reuters website and you can go along. Cheesecake Factory experience using these Thomson Reuters product on one source, a tax technology helping business. So these are new products are coming, startups are coming. And or more or less, company to company, they're using neck to neck technology. Some companies are. It is just like a Paytm versus PhonePe. Both are using the similar platform. If you open these two apps, you will find similarities. Okay? But Paytm is somewhat stronger because it is additional feature. 90% it is the same. So that is this. This is, you can see, this is one case study I'm just showing you from the Thomson Reuters. So it was published. So you can see what is the topic. Please read out at your own. One source. One source is a company name. Case study. Key ingredients to tax optimization for the Cheesecake Factory. So one of the challenge facing, you see, in case challenge is highlighted in the beginning. One of the challenge facing the 3% income tax department of the Cheesecake Company factory was the lack of the streamlined compliance process. So you can see the message. It's central message. You can say mud point of the document. So overview, you see 3-4 lines, then challenges, then result, case studies over. Because they've mentioned case, central idea of these cheesecake factory, isn't it? And no narration is there. Only results have been highlighted. Challenges are highlighted and overview of the company. What is one source? how one source is, is facilitating the cheesecake factory, and how the text optimization takes place, whether it was possible or not, right? And last also, you can see according to the senior text manager, as part of the original decision-making process, one of the main reasons for choosing to license one source text provision at the Cheesecake Factory was the fact that it integrated with our existing one source income tax. So Cheesecake Factory Senior Tax Manager Michael Nachman mentioned this. So you can see this is the case. No too much narration, isn't it? Yes or no? Please put your expression in the chat window so that I have the idea whether you are you with me, guys? I hope so. So you can type yes. If all of you, please type yes.
So, sir, will you be sharing, how we can use in training design? Like when you're doing a topic, suppose on a teamwork,
Yeah.
can we get some case studies online
Yeah,
where we
studies
can
online,
use?
a lot of studies are available. As I told you, EBSCO is one source, HBR is one source. Even you can
Can you
design, from
type it on
the,
the chat?
yeah, I'll type it on. I will type once I will conclude. Okay. But meanwhile, whatever I have discussed, it is okay.
Yeah, yeah, it is okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. So that because I have to cover other aspect, otherwise it will be left out, right? So this is from the area point, industrial and manufacturing. So I'm just giving you some idea because we have different people, different discipline. So just some sensitization. The rest we are coordinated, right? So industrial and manufacturing, you can see. Production Modeling Corporation, PMC, includes an entire library for downloadable case studies on its website. So you can note down. Teamwork, suppose you mentioned. So Production Modeling Corporation, they've included a lot of, because there are certain companies, good companies, they do publish and they put, upload the case studies, even case study solutions also. But solutions are generally not given on the website. Not all cases you will get the solution on Google or any other specific, that we have to make the solutions, right? So that is there. This is for, you can see, this is the website. So PMC, data driven productivity solution. So you can see description, industry, which industry you are interested to work with, or use the case study. These are the case studies categories like measurement, work measurement, simulation optimization, capacity analysis, scheduling, simulation, lean sigma, theory of constraints, simulation, lean and Six Sigma, theory of constant manufacturing productivity, and so on and so on. And here you can see document in the PDF format. If it is not available, then you can write an email to them and probably they will help you. So this is also another interesting, website web link I found. So I put it in the presentation so that you have idea. Okay, sir, from where we have download cases and we can use in our own profession. Okay. It is also there. So PMC, data driven productivity solution. It is the punchline of the company's tagline, you can say. So these are the examples of advertising agency, marketing and advertising agency. So you can say any company, even same companies, similar companies can be like HBR is one of them. EBSCO is there. I'm typing in the chat window, guys. Otherwise we will forget, right? You can see here.
So once you're done with the content, if you can just show how to open this, because PMC, I'm not able to find it.
Okay, we'll help you out. Don't worry. Please mute yourself.
Sure, sir, sure.
Thank you. So these are the sources. Please note down. You can Google it up. Then probably you will find it, because these are the sources, company's name. But you have to subscribe it. Suppose you have not subscribed it, because these are paid generally. So you have to take the help of some professors or those libraries who are subscribing it, because every case has some value. Even it costs like HBR case per cost, you can see 1200 rupees or so per case, per student, per participant. So SBR is charging from our institute. So we have to pre-book these cases, then they will send the PDF copy. And we can't share the cases according to the policy openly to these kind of events like this. Okay. Some are free cases also, some are paid cases. So it depends upon, because that is the business model for the companies, right? So we have to go. case to case. Okay. It is not this case. Case to case means a situation, business to business. Okay. That is I mean. So you can see here, this is smart, another company, case studies, smart company. Apartments, Hamilton Island, Whitson, Sunday, full service, social media, website development, challenge, smart, impact is there from 2012 to mid of 2015. Occupancy has increased over 34. So some cases are there. Like if you select this case study, there you can see this is software companies like software company Marketo is there, a marketing automation SaaS vendor. So they provide, so please mute. I think some disturbance is coming out. Please mute yourself. Thank you very much. So Marketo is a company, a marketing automatic SaaS vendor. Service as software, SAS, service as software. Okay. Software as service, generally people use it. Right? Software as service, So devotes the entire section of the website. But these days, people are going for cloud and integration of the different, softwares for providing these cases. I'll show you if time permits. Okay. So 3-day blinds personalized. So Marketo is the company. So here you can see technology, CA, technology, CenturyLink, view case study, Charles case studies, Charles Schwab, right? Features customers. So you may not find all companies addressed because case study publications between the company to this company is also required. Okay. Marketo company is not eligible to publish all the cases. Okay. Whatever the company are looking. So you have to go from every case to case. Means you have to do research. Or you can ask me, I will help you out. You must be having my email ID, I'll provide it. Okay. So then you can write an email to me, then probably I will help. So case study formats, let's talk about the case study formats. I think time is, I think 5:42 right of now. So written case solution, explanation and examples. So these are the different formats are also important. So every company has their different formats. Some companies generally, use PDF format. Some are using blogs also. Some are using some content also. Okay. So it depends upon the companies. Explanation and some examples like this. You can say Gracia. Gracia Genes streaming system integration of easier data access with Red Hat. So they have the collaboration with Red Hat company to publish the cases like this. Software. This is the classification from the software. And the company name is, so Red Hat copyright goes to the Red Hat company. So this is customer case study. Garcia Genes line system integration for easier data access with the Red Hat. So you can see some description is there cases. So you generally not find these industry cases very lengthy. But if you talk about HBR cases, I'll show you, but I'm not sure whether time permits me in this because there is a lot. I have to take the question answers also from you. Right? But you can see it is very simple and effective. Many people, they laugh also. Okay, what is this? This document, it shows that it is incomplete. No, it is not. All right. Some messages from their company person, some brief outline over the above, and the right side benefit or challenges you will find, and some link on the either side, corner side or either side, diagonal side, then off, so other information you are supposed to go over those link and then find out. Okay. So this is the another customer viewpoint. Customer stories, Cisco company. So it's common to see B2B brands like Cisco, where they use the technology services and products. They have entire libraries also for case studies reader. So this is just for you because you are not subscribing any case study. So this is for you guys. So you can use these sources well and find out, or you can go for equivalent case study. I will give you another interesting example. Sometimes you are juggling with one case study which you likes the most, or you are interested to have those case study. But I will also suggest you another sustainable strategy. Go for the equivalent. Okay. Because maybe you waste a time, or the case study will be there, or you have to pay extra charges to these companies. Maybe suppose you are well received those case studies, maybe it is not worth using in your classes, or maybe, right, maybe for your research. So it's better to go follow alternative approach, that is equivalent case study. You can go to some other company and solve your purpose. It is not like that every time you are given. So that's why I told you, this workshop gives you lot much information about the case studies, how to case studies, how to use it, when to use it at this level. Okay. So you can see instead of PDF, some companies will have their cases study as landing pages. Think of landing pages as any individual page of a website. As I told you, so like in the web server based, even you can't copy those cases also, but you can build up the PDF. You make the PDF of those pages, then take the printout and give in your class, or you can study them. So it is not that much difficult, but you should know what is case, what is use. I think these are quite important and prevalent things. You can see here also transforming the tactics for success. So some people have put their counters also on their web pages, 3,000 visitors per month count. What is the bonus rate they are giving? And what is the time of the site is there? So everything like in this way. So this is another design which I found over the web. Okay. So written case study advantages. So now it's a quick recap, guys, quickly. So link to additional information in contact form. Easier ask for your customers, easy to scan it. Scanning means go through it, especially for the time-strapped professionals, and the ability to print your case study. So written case study advantages are, it is already with you. You are giving link the context, discuss it, and job done. Okay. These are the written case studies. Disadvantages, less emotional impact, right? Don't ignore the time investment, the challenge to keep your readers' attention, because if you do not have any new thing, you can't, attract the attention of the readers. So that is a challenge for. So these are the written case study disadvantages. Until unless you are not sure, and why we talk about the even these days HBR case studies, IB case studies, Emerald case studies, they are changing the formats also, because now we are discussing the formats. So now they are reducing, actually they are reducing. They are using the pictures, they are using the figures, because time is changing, and based on the feedback, many people they have changed, or the things are changing. Okay, so this is really important for all of us. So written case study examples, while we look at a few examples of written case studies above, the options for what text to include and how you use the layout, whether it is endless or not endless, that you decide, can be almost endless, right? Here are a few more examples to get you inspired and spark those creative juices. And juices, the outcomes of the cases. So cases is, once you use it, probably you will realize and use and feel it for your examples, for your clients, because different roles are there. Case study is a tool, you can use it. So how web saved 1 million hours of content production. So this written case study from media company Contently is short and sweet. But notice that logical structure, challenge, solution, results, and attractive design. Design is also important aspect. As I told you in my previous slide, you can see this design. So pictures are given by the company. It is the web page screenshot, and some text is given in between, and then again the beautiful picture. You can see this picture shows the networking. Initially they were doing independently. They are working just in a row and sequence. But now in the second picture, you can see they are integrated. They are integrated. Like this is a screenshot. So you can see Weebly, challenge and solution. Very beautiful paper case study. Contently is the name of the company. Okay. So Weebly is a consumer service, and they publish the page on the challenge and the solution. So different formats I'm showing you so that you have some idea. So this is a Weebly case study. Okay.
Sir,
The
are
view
you
is same.
moving this? We
Yes.
don't see the slide.
Yes, I'm moving the slide. Yes. There might be some issue with the internet. Yeah. Okay. We are on the new page. Okay.
I see a PDF case study sometimes has more design limitations. Is it the
Hard
right
design.
page I'm
Yes.
looking
Yes.
at?
Yes. It is. It is. Yeah. So that's why people are going for the web page case studies rather than PDFs, because people are getting bored also. PDF taking the printout, too many printouts, and PDFs also have some issues in the design aspect. Color will be more. Suppose you take the printouts. Full day I can talk about, right? But I'm just giving you a little bit idea. What are the disadvantages also content wise? Okay, that is this, because otherwise the case will be costly, right? if you are using 30-page case study, so how to
Sorry,
customize? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm cutting you. We already at 5:50. If you can just give
Yeah,
any
yeah, yeah.
practical example.
I'm just
Suppose I'm doing a workshop on any of the behavioral skill, maybe any of the ability skill like maybe teamwork or
maybe suppose
building.
you consider this. I'm quickly coming. You suppose this is a case study you are giving to your participants, right? And this is a teamwork. Some company has published. Now you have to prepare some exercises, some content, some pictures, some questionnaire. Then you engage your participant with the teamwork and all. And you can use this similar picture like this, which I just shown you, like this one. You can see. Make some adjustments, some design creative aspects also. Even leadership and some case studies are there, but these are HBR case studies which we can't post it also. Even we can't use in our training program also, according to the
Any website.
yeah.
So
But I'll
any
show you.
website.
I'll show you of the
No,
session.
sir. I was requesting if any website from which we can get free where we can use in our trainings, not
Yeah, these are the
not.
free websites. These are the free websites. You can freely download.
So I can't see the website because
No, no,
you're
these are the
visiting.
screenshot. These are the screenshot. You have to note down like Contently, Webly case study, right? So
Okay.
whatever these companies, Contently was there, right? This is the Cisco is there. So they provide the free case studies on different topics like industry, religion, region, employee satisfaction, teamwork, leadership. You may find many. So these are the company's website. Once you go and find this, because of paucity of time, not able to show you. Okay, so
Maybe
that's why
you
I
can
put.
send us
Yeah,
some of the paper.
I will send you the links. Don't worry.
Teamwork is
Yeah,
very common, sir, and it will
yeah,
help us design our training programs.
yeah, yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you. So this is like new bread marketing case study on lithium. So marketing agencies, there different pictures they use. They connect the brains and some design. So whatever the aspect you write, nothing is ready made. But suppose ready made is there that you have to put the extra cost over that, right? So that is a simplest business model. So Biz marketing is also there helping business win online. So you have to go like grade.us.com, like grade.us US is there. So also showcase the actual use of service, review funnel, and generated few emotional pull quotes from different aspects, right? Management. This is also another grade.us, so you can see advertising companies, different case studies are there. You can use these things in your training program, like similar, why Yelp is there 7, Google is 29, and Facebook is 23. So total review by the sites received is 118. Okay. These are the video cases also. Video cases are also very much important and influential, right? People are using, even I also use video cases from YouTube. So somebody has prepared it, so I've downloaded those situations. I've used like Snapdeal in my class, Snapdeal or Amazon. Other different video cases are also there. Latest evolution in the case study marketing in the past, or any sort of video marketing required a big budget for this, that matter. Okay, so these are video cases are very important. So means advantages are more. You can see so many hits, so many views on YouTube channel and all that you can see. Case study format is the best because video is something even. There is a one company I can also show you. Let me see browser. There is a one company. I'll show you. Jove. Jove is also there. So it is also video general, So I'm showing you. You can see here. Jove Journal is there. So here you can see how many videos are there, guys. 15,837 videos. So you need not to go. So 15,000 plus videos on laboratory methods, science, but they are in only these disciplines like environmental sciences, physics, engineering, psychology, clinical skills, statistics, chemistry, biology. So these are the video generals are there, So I'm just trying to get it subscribed in our university this, and I've already given the demo also to our student, to our stakeholders in the university. So job is there. So I still recall, so the companies are there, the requirements are there, but maybe this not covers your discipline, right? This is more towards science, engineering, and some psychology some part. So you can see here, I'm just clicking this psychology field. So here you will see different like science, core psychology. So some video will be played, and you can see research method, social self. So with the help of some animation, okay. So this will be played. So now we are going in different section, like the sense of self, reflective self appraisal, and social comparison. So once I click it, then I can use it, So I have to sign it. So here you can see, this is the, now it is coming. Like, so some message is there for your audience and vision. So these are video cases, or you can say video article.
That is, individuals construct their sense of self.
So these are for only for 2 minutes, maybe 1 minute. Some idea is there. Then you show these cases in your class, or then you can narrate and discuss your idea. But the disadvantages are, you can see video cases are disadvantages. Here are some of the top advantages to video case study. While video testimonials take more time, the payoff can be worth it off, right? So these are the advantages. Humanizing, personalizing your consumer. Only the disadvantage is that you need money to purchase this, buy it. You can't download it, because mostly people have made these things for the commercial purpose, right? Because it is their business model. But I can help you out, maybe 1 or 2 videos on request. Because of my connection, I can provide some free of some video cases. And some, suppose you are lucky enough to have, you can download it from the YouTube, maybe, some arrangements you have to make it on. But since we are discussing about the document cases, web pages cases, now it is a case of video cases for consideration, right? Formats, some animations, consideration for viewer convenience. It's a bigger ask for your featured case study customers. Not everyone is comfortable for camera, so it is for them. Okay, so like this, you can see, this is a case study of HP. So blooming color expands into new global marketing. So they have made and this is available on the website of HP. So you see how they beautifully, edit these videos, and they showcase. Written or video case study, which is right for you. So you decide again. You are the decision maker. I am nowhere between you and the case studies, right? So you decide. Both has pros and cons in this area. So I think I've already covered these aspects. These are, I think, something, follow these 5 steps to make your next case study or reality. Determine your customer, means your reader. Conduct the interview. Interview is maybe lively. Okay. Write your case study, edits and revision, and case study publication in leading journals like these companies with, like, Springer is there, Emerald is there, EBSCO is there. These are the companies who publishes cases and promoting the case. So determine the customer. So I'm not going into the detail, though you have the sense of understanding with this, but have a look at these aspects. How to select the right customer for your case study. Unless a happy customer reaches out to you directly, you can go with that. All right. Here are a few major considerations to think of making your decision. How closely you are, how good customer brand recognition in that company is, and you can proceed further, right? Conducting your case study interview. Again, you can prepare for your customer, prepare writing a case study, beginning of your story, the middle of the case study, what is the middle point, what is the focus, central idea, orientation, right? Case study interview question. These are some formats. These are the samples. You can say, I'll share with you if you need it. So I think conduct the interview. You know it well, how to conduct the interview. It is the similar format, right? There is nothing special about this. Only you have to go with your very good words you have to use while interviewing someone. Though it is a very difficult. Video chat is also there. Okay, study interviews, interview format is video chat, pros and cons, both. Everything has their pros and cons, right? Phone call is also the in-personal interview, pros and cons. Maybe you can save the time, get it done, everything personal interview. Even you are flexible enough to have another interview later on. So these are email also. Email is also interview format. You can send some questions to them and they will answer it. But these days people are busy, very less people, answer. Who will participate in the interview? Again, you have to find the right audience. That is one part where we people all face the challenges, right? In dialogue and all, because again, it depends upon our understanding, our humble nature, how we are enrolling them. Suppose we are giving some in intensivizing, we are providing some incentive to them, so all these things play a lead role in the multiple interviews. uh, Even these days, if they are giving the interview, sometimes they are biased also, means they are not talking the way it is being expected and reflected, right? So that is also there. So case study interview tips are: don't be afraid to go for off script, make interviews feel comfortable. Eyes before getting started, prioritize your question also. Don't ask too many questions also, because asking a question is not worth, right? Record the interview well in time. So these are some tips: writing your case study, writing process, art of the storytelling, find the perfect writing style, understanding the narrative art, right? That is there. So you can see mud point, start is here. You can see this inciting incident, then midpoint, then come to the tension rises, then go to the climax, right? Just like a picture, director of the filmmaker, what they do, they just launch, some actor or actresses, they build the story, then reach to the midpoint, then climax, then the story ends. Same way. So we are the director of our own case studies, we are the own directors. So you have to enjoy first. First, you feel proud and excited. Today you attended this one. So this is a trigger for you, okay? And you are lucky enough to have, out of many, because many people are doing some great work, some mediocre work, some low-rated work, I should say. It is not like that. Some people are doing repetitive work also. So edits and revisions are the last one. Internal feedback, customer feedback, then later on is the publication. So go for the design aspect, keep it in mind, break up the content with your visual element. You should be good in design, guys. You can prepare, some presentations like this, building some presentation on Canva, maybe new design formats, use charts and images. For white space is your friend, so you can write anything, you can ask them right before you publish. So these, you have to be very much sure about the publications, because and these things required in consultation. If you're taking judgment, it's okay, but if you consult someone, probably you are increasing the chances of your publication in some way or other. So how do you do a case study in the training? So again, there is some 4 ways for the trainers, particularly. Write a different outcomes after reading a case study together independently. Ask questions, create a visual representation for case study, like maybe video, maybe some demonstration, live session like this. As I've started our, this seminar-cum-workshop through Google Trends, right? So visual representation. Have students attend the case or participant attend the case, ask them, involve them. So these are some different ways. Maybe other great ways also. How do you lead a case study discussion, facilitate, create the groups also, right? Record some key pieces, keep the track of time. Time is also there. Case study should be given, and the time maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, maybe pre-study, maybe open book type. You can given the advanced case study. You ask the participant to come prepared in the class, then you can start, So these are one to facilitate a case in your class and, plan. So this is some examples. You can see benefits of psychology cases and all. I'm just showing you. So how do you write a case study assignment? So these are the 7 steps. Quick recap: read the case study question carefully, identify the issues in the case study, link theory to practice. It is not like only theory. No, it is you have to link the theory to the practice. Practice means some example, live example, maybe some similar companies example in the same segment, right? Plan your answer, start writing your case study answer, edit and proofread. Proofreading is also important, guys, for everyone. So proofreading by yourself first, then from the experience, maybe your peer proofreading, maybe your friend, maybe some other professional you can hire. Then it is done. Then you can submit, right? So these are some ways for publications, assignments you are interested. What are case study questions? Case study questions are as follows. So can you give a brief description about your company? How did you first hear about our service or any product? What challenge problem necessitated a change? What trends in your industry drove the need to use? What were you looking for in a solution? So you have to ask the question from the client, means to whom you are involving or writing a case for them, right? So these are the questions from yourself. I think we are done drafting the case. How does I think it is quite lengthy because I generally take and discuss this time. So I think this is the second last study, how to write a case study response. Yes, this is important, guys. Please pay attention. Introduction, description, discussion, and conclusion. So response you have to write over the case. Okay. So introduce the main purpose of the case study and briefly outline the overall problem to be solved. Write a brief description about the case under the discussion. Give an outline of the main idea or the issues involved in, highlight it and well. And then you discuss. Discuss means it is your narration. Then conclusion. Give some recommendation also in the form of, because sometimes people believe that conclusion itself a recommendation, but you can add some recommendation also in place of conclusion, discussion, then recommendation. No conclusion is there. Okay, so that's why I put the oblique. So both things valid for that matter. So guys, thank you very much for patientful listening and understanding. And now I will invite your queries one by one, or you can type in your queries in the chat window, then we can proceed. I hope you had a good discussion and some bit of learning through this seminar-cum-workshop. Over to the participants. Dr. Gopesh, it makes sense?
Yes, sir, it makes sense. Definitely, it's a good starting point for all of us. Especially, when we have case studies and students are required to write maybe cases maybe in 30 minutes in an examination class, examination room, maybe in a 1 or 2 days in a classroom session. So the scope of case studies get changed, or the challenge gets changed from time to time, maybe inside the class itself.
Right.
So there we wanted to have a simple and a stable practice, stable framework structure wherein which we can work with, which we can work on. The next step, what you rightly said, is okay, we start authoring cases. And
authoring cases also very much, yeah.
So
and new, because we have to create and contribute in the area.
yes, sir, very true.
Whatever the area we are working with, because people are more obsessed from quantitative techniques. So that's why I could see, even you can see the Google trend or any other trend, it is more focusing on the cases these days, and that's why there is a vibrancy in this area.
So it's a good starting point, sir, we must say.
Yeah,
and
please.
we look forward to many such programs beyond case studies from your side.
Yes, definitely. We'll do that. No problem. We can go for particularly on HBR case study, how to crack the case studies. I'm thinking something back of mind. Many people, how to crack the case, how to open the case. Suppose some content is with us, how to open that, how to add on the content, because that content is not sufficient to give my answers, responding the questions.
And there are a lot of people like me who look forward to programs on business analytics.
Yeah, business analytics,
etc. Maybe it was a happy moment to know that you are working on that area for some time. So definitely.
Yeah, I've conducted many areas. I teach pure statistics for management and quantitative, qualitative, but I covering both aspects. Otherwise, I provided, pure trainings on SPSS.
Okay.
Like advanced these days, SPSS. So I'm directly connected with the company IBM. So these guys, they share some updates to me on regular basis. So, but because there are many softwares.
Yes.
But we need, as a researcher, one software. So I personally more focuses on understanding of the problem, and then you do well. And these things are required for all faculties, trainers, and all educators. Otherwise, because people are not interested to what you have published, isn't it? Now people are interested, or our institutions are interested what you are publishing, what you are going to publish. So always, people expect more new dimension, new areas, and that's why citations are also required these days. Counts are there. Even many C category journals have been removed from the ABDC journals these days. So because of downfall, because of people are not coming, so how these companies sustain those journals? So that's a starting point. We'll discuss more on different forums. What I will do, I will create a separate WhatsApp group for all of you. Probably we will connect it for further updates in future.
Nice of you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Gopesh. Anyone in the class who would like to share the experience, and do share your experience also of this session. If anyone, it is volunteer. Tamans, Asha, Dr. Asha, Tamans. Yeah, Baljit Kaur, Gurpreet, Kapil, Dr. Kapil, Sakshi
Sir,
Elawat.
I'm just thinking, how can I use it, in my workshops? And you say that these are all paid
Yeah,
studies,
these
so
are
I
paid,
don't know
but
from
do
where.
not worry. I am there. You can ask me. I will provide some case studies for you, and then we can proceed. So it is just a interactive point, isn't it?
Maybe to start with, right now, if you can quickly share a teamwork case study, a quick one, because
As of now,
my
I do
people.
not have the teamwork case study. And ethically
Achha.
also we can't, because it's a live session, recorded session. So because of their, we have to take the permission from them before, using it. So that is one of the limitation. But do not worry, Mr. Gurpreet. I will be there to help you out. Don't worry. I
Any
will,
topics, any
I'll
topic,
share some,
if you.
but I can show you some case study. Let me pause the, this recording. So yes, guys. So now you can see this is one of the case studies in front of you, published by an European review, Business Ethics European Review. So here you can see this is the 15-page case. It is being published by, and these are the authors, right? So case study of Benetton, right? So this is the entire case, so which I can show you. Now this you can give to your participant and the student. So they will go through each and every aspect, case study of Benetton
So
and
yeah,
Solcom,
sir,
right?
I wanted to add here, like
Yeah.
15 pages in a corporate setup, people will say, "Arey, this
As
is
a
too
no,
much."
no,
So
no, no. You are right. You are right. I will give you the strategy. You can send them as a advanced reading. You write these two terms. Please remember. It will work it off. I am using it. It is an advanced reading. Please go through well.
pre-work,
Pre-work
you're
you
saying
can say it
pre-work,
is, yeah, pre-assigned
but still,
pre-assignment for
but still,
the
are the
entire discussion is on this. Or you can do one thing another alternatively. You believe that which section they should read, so you select,
okay? Got it,
and
sir. Got it.
then you
No,
can
no, very, very relevant. Yeah.
yeah.
So I can pick up, extracted the relevant,
You
what I
have
want to teach
extracted
them.
what you want to teach them, what
Got it.
finding you can include in the class, and then you can proceed further. I'm sure they will like it. This
Yes, yes, yes.
got it? Yeah, very good. So now you are the
Thank you, sir.
happiest person. You're right. Yes. Anyway,
Definitely, sir, because
yeah,
as a practitioner, because I'll not
yes,
write, I'm not into research and development, I will not do
yeah,
PhD. I'm
hmm,
a practitioner. And of
yeah.
course, we need research scholars as well.
Yes, yes. So you
So,
can see, so you can
science,
customize, you can customize the correct word, and these are
yes.
available. These are also paid also, but I am there to help you out. Even I generally provide some research papers, books also. I have very good literature on leadership, time management and all. So
Uh,
we'll do that. So I also provide, some training to corporates. I'm a corporate trainer also. So like this.
Sir, is there any limit on the references?
No, not yes, because we are using that because we are user mode. So there is no restriction on the references. But again, you have to customize it. Suppose for your participant and you want to give. But I believe it is a general advice to all of you. Please share these references full in Go to your participants so that they can have a good feel about that. Okay, how many people have published? What was the title? Let's take this example. ODR, JE 2008, brand culture, trademarks, marketing and consumption. So these things will sensitize your participant. Okay, this work has been done and published already. In which year? Okay, what is the detail? So this
Yes.
detailing is very much important, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm showing you another case study, the ethics of reflective research in single case study inquiry. So it is also published. So you can see different type, different format. It is quite short, nine pages you can see. Yeah. So again, it depends upon you what kind of content you are dealing with. So this is written there. So today I have covered both aspects: use, how to make it, how to write it, how to publish it. So it's a mixed kind of seminar-cum-workshop, because my job is to sensitize you, to take you back in this area, and let's strengthen together this case study approach also, right? So you can see these narrations. It is just like in the format, but it is a case study. It is apart from you can see case study inquiry.
There is one question. Can
Yeah.
we also show the tables and all?
Yeah,
For-
certainly. Yeah, certainly. Why not? Because table data shows the relevance, evidence. And in case if you are not giving any, or as a writer or as a trainer, you are not using the data, it means you are telling or sharing or talking a half story to your audience. So data is relevant. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is really important for them. So it's just a quick recap and some gist, and here you can see references are there in chronological order like this. So every company has their different format. It is from the perspective in psychiatric care, volume 43, number, issue number. This is number is nothing but not a issue number, and published in October 2007. So I generally collate, I have my own directory and library, also digital library. Maybe sometime permits, I'll show you, in future. So I hope you had some understanding of the cases and all. Now you can share your experience, guys, so that we can wind up and close the session. Over to all the participants one by one.
So it was nice. We have been. So I've done diploma from ISTD. So उसमें बोलते थे केस स्टडी यूज करो, यूज केस स्टडीज इन योर लर्निंग एंड डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम. बट कहाँ से उठाओ केस स्टडी, वेयर टू गेट इट फ्रॉम? सो इट्स जस्ट अ नाइस वे टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर. So maybe you can do an advanced workshop where you
Sure.
can talk about some 3-4 topics, maybe teamwork or building better relationship at work. So how do you put the elements of case study also in the training design?
Training
There are
exam.
yeah, because there are different methods, like you're
Different
showing
methods. Yeah.
a video, your discussion, doing role play. Case study is one of the good methods where there will be some of the people who will be interested. There are
Right.
people who are good in data. Thanks, sir. Thanks for your time. Okay,
Yeah.
bye bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Good teaching. Yeah, Dr. Gopesh, one by one, I think you all can share. Dr. Kapil, Dr. Yasha, Dr. Shakun. I think you all are doctorates. So it's a good cohort.
Definitely, it has been a good experience for me, sir. Uh, hello. So, though I am in connection with you from last many years, but I think it was the very first time I am interacting you in academic means, and it was a real good learning for me. And just by the means of this overall session, I have got some ideas that in what means in academic sense I can improve myself as a teacher. So it was a really good experience for me. Thanks a lot, sir.
Okay, ji, welcome, Dr. Kapil. Thank you. Dr. Shakun, Dr. Taman, Dr. Gopesh, I think all are there. You all can speak out, it's not a Dr. Asha.
Sir, it was quite an informative session, and we have got to know how to frame a case study, especially pertaining to our given topic. So we can use it anyway for further research and also to teach in our day-to-day life.
Very good. Very good. Any other volunteer?
Thank you.
Okay.
Rudra, thank you very much. I'm Valsraj from Manipal Academy of Higher Education. It was a well-conducted session. The team is there with you today, 4 of us. So we would like you to get into a mentoring as well as a collaborative approach of case writing, case discussions, and so on. So we are looking forward to that kind of approach from your side.
Sure. We'll collaborate. Don't worry.
Yes.
We'll talk offline. Yeah.
Yes.
Sometime. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sakshi Elawat, Dr. Sakshi Elawat, Dr. Abhijit.
Sir, this was really a very informative session as a beginner. If one has to learn about case studies starting from the initial stages, this is very good platform and session that you have discussed with us.
Right.
And forward to the more in-depth understanding and writing of case studies with the upcoming session with you, sir.
So remain in touch. Yeah, thank you. Welcome. So remain in touch for this and don't be distracted. Right.
We are into
because in academics, if you're losing something, you do not know how much you are losing. People have no idea at all, right? Academics is it's a click of mouse,
Yes.
And thanks to that, you have understood all these requirements. So that's why it's in movement, actually. I'm taking these things as a movement so
Thanks.
that, we can work more and we can create some impact in the good society and we can nurture our students. Yeah, because whatever we have done, it's okay. Nothing will change, right? But what about our, future, generations? So
Yes.
that is more important.
Thank you, sir.
And,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Jay. Thank you. So I request all of you if we can have some good photograph, group photograph, if possible. Then I'll share with you also along with your certificates. Can we do that? Those who have the very good settings, no problem. Whatever the way we are there, then let me take this gallery. So I request all of you to unmute your camera. Shakun, Taman, Sakshi, Vihas, Asha, Yasha, Abhijit, Gurpreet. Whatever the setup, it's okay because online programs are, content is more important than photograph, right? But it's a memory actually. Let me save these photographs. Just give me a few seconds more, another photograph. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. So it is a pleasure meeting to all of you, and remain in touch and do well. God bless you all. Do well in your research career. So we'll reconnect at some other forum, maybe on different topic or the similar topic in an advanced one, as many of the participants have requested, right? So have a great time, guys. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskar ji, namaskar ji.
Namaskar, sir.